welcome back to Let's Play Capo 2. It's the same as last time, man. It's just like half asleep again. I wasn't yesterday, I was more awake yesterday, but today I'm just like, screw it, I just want to just chill and relax and sleep. But I randomly, yesterday I came up with a random idea that I only just today got around to actually putting together. Well, actually, I did kind of put it together yesterday. Essentially, you know those birthday scenario things where they just whatever date you were born on and the month and the color or whatever just determines a scenario with certain characters? Well, my mind was just randomly thought, now what if I made a Dark Capo 2 thing with that? And so I did. So, I will show you in a few seconds on screen. You'll have to pause to check it, because there is a lot of jumbled stuff on the screen. Basically, the order would be the date, like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and all that, is the first bit of information, followed by the month, which is represented by a portrait of the character for each month, and then favorite color is the final bit of information for the scenario. So you got the date of birth, the month, and the favorite color. And to start things off, mine was quite a random scenario indeed. I am admired by Maya, aka the class president, because I broke the sink. How bizarre. Well, anyway, here it is. And there we go. So that was just I randomized the whole thing, just came up with random ideas in my mind and just kind of opened it up in the picture viewing kind of program and just browsed through them really fast, just held down the, mouse and just let it go by, eyes closed, and I'll just count down and wherever it lands on would be the number or the character and all that color that represents the idea I'd have in my mind. So that's kind of how I went about it. It was quite a few retries on it though, but I decided to just settle with that one. So you got some various random scenarios and some basic scenarios. So it all depends. So yeah, that's that. Quite random. But let us begin. I walked with Otome and Yume in the bright morning sun. The snow from yesterday must have been completely removed overnight and there wasn't any snow around. I also just remembered the pink number might be a bit tricky to see, I think, because it kind of blends in a little. It kind of makes it a little difficult to see here. But it basically just says, because I was bored, essentially, for pink, which pretty much sums up how I came up with the idea in the first place, because I was bored. Also, I'd gone through the visual novel, started over again, kind of just went through it, trying to find portraits of the characters I could use for it. And I actually accidentally stumbled upon a few scenes that hadn't been seen before. There was a scene which I didn't go all the way through, but was part way into, was where they had another one of those contest things, only Yoshiyuki was the judge, so I'm not sure if we'll actually see that in this route, or whether it's just something you can randomly come across by making specific choices, because I was randomly picking the characters on the map kind of layout thing when you get to choose locations to go to. I just kind of went by it random with whichever character I hadn't got a portrait for yet, so I kind of went that way. So there were maybe 2, 3 or so random scenarios from it that I'm not sure if actually show in the route itself or not, but yeah. Well, anyways, that's right, it is starting today. One of the scenarios was actually Mayuki and Otome pretty much were just you're free, aren't you? Just come help us get all this school council work. Instead of just council work with Otome, it's with both of them, and it's handing out flyers for the Christmas party, so I think that scene must have been only accessible through various random specific choices or something. I don't really know, because I wasn't focusing on any one, really. He was just kind of going from one to the other to another and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Or maybe not. I don't know. I forgot about it because our class puppet show was the next day.
そうだよ。忙しくなるんだろうな。そうだね。きっとてんてこまいだよ。
They looked at each other and sighed. I can understand why Otome will be busy, but why you, Yume? Is your class plan to do something extravagant?
いや、私保健委員ですから。こういったお祭り騒ぎになると、兄さんみたいな人がやんちゃするんで。
You know, I was really debating putting this facial expression on Yume's one, on the birthday scenario, because really, she glares all the damn time. She's stressed in Nissan but and glared at me. I see. I don't want to dig my own grave, so I'd better stop here.
おはよ
We heard a cheerful voice at our usual converged spot.
う。あ、おはよう、まゆき。もう大丈夫なんだ。まあね、本当は昨日だって大丈夫だったんだけど、親がうるさくて。
Oh, are your parents overprotective?
過保護も過保護。熱が39度出たくらいで大騒ぎするんだからな。
You know, honestly, I'd probably be the overprotective sort as well, I imagine.
全然平気だっちゅうの。それは心配するよ。もう大丈夫なの？もう平熱みたいなもんだよ。
Mayuki-senpai smiled as if it was nothing. It was just like Mayuki-senpai.
なるほど。それなら手加減はいらないな。
Everyone turned around to a voice coming from behind.
手加減とは何かな、杉並くん。
Mayuki-senpai squinted her eyes. The temperature around us seemed to rise a little.
なーに、手負いの相手に全力を出すのも大人げないかと思ってね。
安心して。そんな心配しなくても、今回こそ完全に叩き潰してあげるわよ。
They glared at each other in the middle of the cherry blossom tree-lined street. Why were they getting so serious over an ordinary school event?
その言葉を聞いて安心した。では、早速報告しておこうかな。
報告？
ああ、昨日、学園のありとあらゆるところに49のトラップを仕掛けておいた。この時期に休むとは少子千万。作業のやりやすいことこの上なかったぞ。
Suganami laughed loudly and Mayuki-senpai looked mortified.
あ、でも昨日の仕掛けは全部回収しといたよ。
何？
だいたい杉並くんのやりそうなことは予想つくから。
Wasn't Yoshiyuki also with her when she was doing that? I think he was. Well, this time anyway. Otome cocked her head while smiling.
さすがは桜姉。高坂真由紀がいないとて油断はできぬか。
ま、生徒会をなめるなってことね。
それでこそ張り合いがあるってもの。また会おうぞ、朝倉姉。そして高坂真由紀。
Suganami turned around and left with a parting shot.
相変わらずだね。真由紀も悪乗りしすぎだよ。だって面白いじゃん。楽しんでるのは2人だけでしょ。私は迷惑だよ。まあまあいいじゃない。どうせ私が乗ろうが乗らなかろうが杉並のやつは何かしらやらかすだろうし。それはそうだけど、せっかく仕事するなら楽しくやんないと。乙女だって楽しく仕事したいでしょ。
What Mayuki said sounded right, but her behavior was definitely encouraging Suganami.
今度はどんな手を使ってくるかな、杉並のやつ。
Mayuki-senpai stretched cheerfully as she completely ignored what Otome was saying. Otome let out a big sigh next to Mayuki-senpai. As soon as I reached the hallway, I heard a familiar voice, felt a tug, and then... It's cold. I was brought to the rooftop before I realized it. I saw Otome hugging herself while exhaling white breaths. Yes, it's very cold. The cold winter wind blowing through me ruthlessly sapped my body of its warmth. My ears are about to fall off. Don't you hate that? You're out in the cold and your ears literally do feel that way? Yet Otome's voice was shaking as she spoke. Her body was shivering too. She was obviously cold. Why are we up on the rooftop in this condition? I asked her the obvious question. Why are we on the rooftop? But it's freezing! She gently swung the bag in her hand. Well, don't you think there are other places where we can have lunch? But you usually eat in the castle room, don't they? Then I saw how exhausted her face looked. But in this cold, I don't think... That's true, but... That'd be okay, but I didn't want Otome to catch cold. She pulled me behind a water tank. The water tank blocked the wind, so it was a little better, but... It's cold. Stating the obvious since, well... I can't even remember when he started stating the obvious, honestly. It was still extremely cold. Don't you think we should go back inside? You don't want to catch a cold, do you? Otome held her head. I could understand why she wanted to be left alone, at least while eating her lunch. But I thought there should be somewhere better than the rooftop. Let's see. Otome clapped her hands. I walked up to her as she beckoned. Squeeze! Otome hugged me. Eh? I felt a soft sensation and smelled something sweet. I felt her breath on my neck. Well, this has nothing to do with being warm. This isn't good. Otome's body was pushed against me. Whoops. Those words could be taken the wrong way. Well, he thought the same as well, then. Besides, we can't eat like this, can we? Her facial expression kept changing. She smiled mischievously. Like this? Wow. She sat between my legs and leaned against me. Otome sat with me as a backrest and I embraced her from behind. Otome's body was completely in my arms. The way I'm commenting on all this sounds a bit awkward, honestly. It's because I'm lying down. It affects my voice some. I suppose, is that like a general thing? If you're lying down or if you're sitting down, standing up, the tone of your voice kind of, this something about the voice just changes. So I'll just sit like this, it's much easier that way. Because our bodies were stuck together, I could feel her warmth as well as her little movements. She sounded cheerful. Well, maybe she could, but it'd be hard for me. In more ways than one. No, it's not relaxing. Although it's Otome, if we're stuck together like this, I'm just a guy after all. Furthermore, she's so warm and smells good. Why is she so defenseless?
どうかした？
Is something wrong?
はい、弟くん。
Without knowing what was going through in my head, Otome was cheerful the entire time. Dear Santa-san, please skip this scene. Why do I always do that? Just have to have that overly dramatic voice. When singing, it's just like, what the hell? Well, school was filled with liveliness and Christmas tree. There were crowds of people in the hallways, the courtyard, and even the gym. The smell of junk food was in the air. I saw some students in unfamiliar uniforms. Maybe they came all the way from the main island. Wataru was so excited. I can generally understand how he feels, though. Didn't you say you're going to be serious this time? If you aren't going to be today, then will you be? Are you sure you want to hang out with me? He hit me with tears in his eyes. Stop that, you're creeping me out. You were turned down, huh? We hang out together at the party, just us two guys. It was actually kind of fun, but still, it was a bit too lonely. A maid cafe, huh? A special forbidden service? Does that mean this and that? Yeah, you're right, it is the Christmas party, so we might as well enjoy it. I heard the voice right behind me and I jumped. When I turned around, I saw Otome. The veins in her temple were twitching. She muttered quickly while suppressing her emotions. No, Otome, right? Wataru? Wataru ran away at a full speed. Damn it, he abandoned me! Why are you so angry? She snapped at me. Don't glare at me, that's Yume's job. When Otome got angry, her cheeks puffed up in the cutest way. Otome was dragged away by Mayuki-senpai. She kept turning back. What am I going to do with her? I let out a sigh, but I was secretly smiling though. Yoichi was like, don't have too much fun or and all that. It just kind of reminded me of the comedian Lee Evans. What when he was going on about holidays, just like when he starts to actually enjoy himself, his wife is the first person that comes along, he's just like, alright, fucking calm down. What? Just like, just thought that randomly. The school always felt lonely after the sun went down. All the people who were crowding the school went home, and there was only a handful of students left cleaning up or getting ready for tomorrow. It's like the party's over. Well, it's just the end of the first day, though. Tomorrow is the big day for me. What's taking so long? As I leaned against the school gate, I looked at the school building. The frankfurts I brought were already cold. I guess it's hard work being on the student council. My watch said it was a little after 8 p.m. I looked up at the sky and saw an array of beautiful stars. I never thought I'd have to wait until this late. As time ticked by, the temperature began to fall. It's cold, stating the obvious. It's freezing cold, stating more of the obvious.
あれ弟くん
It's cold.
え
Just stating the obvious, you know. Nothing, you finished?
もしかして待っててくれたんだ
Her voice sounded happy. Yeah, here you are.
何
It's already cold, though. You could say it was in a natural refrigerator.
わあフランクフルトだ
I wanted to eat it with you.
ありがとう
She was in such a good mood that it was hard to believe how upset she was just a few hours ago. She took a bite of the frankfurter.
おいしい
Then she smiled. I took a bite of the frankfurter too. It was already cold and it wasn't actually good at all, but I felt like it was tasty.
今日は露天系のもの何も食べてなかったから嬉しいよこういうの食べるとお祭りって気がしてくるよね
You're right. Except it's just the two of them. Okay, that's quite a sight right there. But they walked a little ahead of me and then turned around.
どのくらい待ってた
Not too long, you know, just a couple, several hours.
嘘だ結構待ったでしょ私弟くんが待っててくれるなんて思ってなかったから結構のんびりしちゃってたし
But it was for about an hour, though.
ごめんね寒い中1時間も待たせて
Don't worry about it. You had it far off today.
ありがとう
With her words of gratitude, she held my hand. I felt her warmth through the palm of my hand. My heart pounded rhythmically. What's this? We've held hands all the time since we were little.
いよいよ明日本番だね
Yeah.
楽しみだな私本当に楽しみなんだよ
I'll do my best so you can sit back and enjoy the performance. We walked slowly under the winter sky, while feeling each other's warmth, as we talked. No comment on the lighting, at all. Tomorrow's finally the day of the performance. I looked at the ceiling vacantly as I laid on my bed. Last Christmas party at the affiliated academy. I was always goofing around with Sakurai at every event until last year, but I'm doing the puppet show this year. It would have been interesting to see the other years, you know, because he never does bother with Sakurai at all, so we never have much idea of what the hell Sakurai actually does. Well, it hasn't been that bad at all. It was nice working together on something. We had some rough times, but everything was for tomorrow's sake. Just thinking about it makes me nervous. It felt like my stomach was already in knots. What am I doing getting nervous like already? I took a deep breath and tried to calm myself down. Yeah. Well, I don't know if the performance will be a success or not, but I tried my best. Whatever will be, will be. By the way, Anna's really looking forward to it. Because she was looking forward to it so much, I really couldn't slack off. Well, she always takes care of me. To show my appreciation, I guess I'll fulfill her expectations. I cracked my neck and exhaled. Right, I'll do my best. I fell asleep as I thought that, without even turning the light off.